Hello, everyone. Before I get started today, I wanted to inform you all of a live event that I'm holding here on my channel this coming Monday. It will be a live conversation with Bad Tempered Badger regarding a bit of a tense subject, abortion. He comes from an atheistic and left-leaning way of thinking, and I from a more conservative side. The conversation should be civil and an interesting reflection on two sides having a conversation in peace instead of a Twitter war. So, I'm quite excited. Should be at 9 p.m. GMT or 5 p.m. EST next Monday. His channel link is down below. Now, on to the news. CNN host faces criticism after strange comment about armed rape survivor. Well, instantly deranked and demonetized after that headline. CNN host Chris Cuomo seemed to raise eyebrows on Twitter Wednesday when he tweeted an enigmatic comment about one of the National Rifle Association's promotional videos. The video showed Kimberly Corbin, an armed mother who acquired firearms after her rape in college. Quote, "I'm a mother of two, and if that predator or anybody else tries to harm me or my family, they will have to come through my firearm first," she said, before praising the NRA's efforts to protect gun rights. I will show you the full minute video here.
I was a normal 20-year-old college student. When I moved into off-campus housing, they boasted that it was safe. Not a single incident since it had opened. I was the first. I woke up in the middle of the night, suffocating. "Shut up," he said. "Don't say a word." For the next 2 hours, I knew I was going to die, and there was nothing I could do. Now I'm a mother of two, and if that predator or anyone else tries to harm me or my family, they have to come through my firearm first. I will never be unarmed or utterly vulnerable ever again. The only reason I can say that is because the NRA fought for my rights before I ever knew that I needed them. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
In my opinion, that is one of the best ads the NRA has put out in a long time. It's especially topical, what with the ongoing legislations to push harder punishments for abortions in certain states, the biggest commentary of which I have heard being, should a woman have to carry her rapist child? As you may recall, I did not really have an answer to that, and I still don't. But what this ad teaches us is that you don't have to get to that point. It is empowering. It is strength. It is taking a bad experience and then using it as a driving force to make yourself more resilient. And if that means getting a gun to defend yourself, then Mrs. Corbin has taken her life into her own hands and brandished a firearm to defend it. I say bravo. This, by the way, is an actual feminist, not the SJW BS you have heard for the last few years. So, bravo, Mrs. Corbin. However, Chris Cuomo then made an odd, rather ambiguous comment in the form of a retweet in which he says, quote, "Only in America." Now, to be fair, I have heard this kind of language used before, usually in response to guns being pervasive in our culture, but it does not necessarily have to mean that. It's just what I have seen the most of. I randomly wanted to check my memory on that one, and I found someone making the argument right here just a week ago. So, good timing, I guess. Fox News echoes the same sentiments I had when they say, quote, "It's unclear what exactly Cuomo meant, but he has criticized politicians for inactions after mass shootings." His tweet also seemed to echo gun control advocates who argued that because of lax gun control policies, only the United States experienced so many shootings. But oh snap, because now people got snippy. Kimberly Conrad herself pops in, asking Chris if he's got something to say, and assuming the worst, some other Twitter users put in their 2 cents. Liz Chesney with, "Yes, at Chris Cuomo, in America we believe women should be able to defend themselves, and we know the Second Amendment guarantees our right to do so." Janice Dean coming in with the spicy take, "You might want to explain this tweet a little better to those of us who've actually had to face predators in our own homes and defend ourselves without a big, strong man like yourself." And others then jumped on board in support of him, like Stacy here, who appears to be in mid-argument in defense of Cuomo when she says, which is one reason it's the greatest country in the world. As a single mom, I love having my own security in my home to defend myself, but my kids first. Which is totally a valid point, I have to say. Only in America and some other select countries do we have such a right to defend ourselves, and with such arms as these. Unlike the totalitarian states where you can't even have a spoon. I'm looking at you, United Kingdom, but mostly London. But of course, due to the ability of ambiguous interpretation, Chris was able to come out and defend himself. He says, "Read what I tweeted. You have my intentions wrong. A survivor story and the right to bear arms is not where we are stuck. We can't get past this deadlock on all or none to make reasonable changes to help reduce deadly violence. Happy to talk if you have more questions. I'm sorry for the confusion. I take the issue and the stories of violence seriously. Muscles don't stop bullets, as you know. Again, I have always been clear about the right to own and what needs to be improved. Apologize if you were misled." Which, by the way, I do not buy that for a single fucking second. As a news anchor, punchy little one-liners are basically a tool of the trade, especially for one with a career as long as Cuomo's. But more importantly, it's not like he's been a staunch Second Amendment advocate either. Here's a clip from his segment in 2018 after the Thousand Oaks bar shooting in California.
And when we say the obvious, stop the damn shootings, as soon as you say that, it's like hiking the ball in a football game. The NRA scrambles to reinforce the status quo. No law would have changed this. Good guys with the guns, that's the answer. Look at all the laws in California. This is about mental illness, if it's about anything, and we're all on board with being a part of addressing that, as long as it has nothing to do with restricting access. And if you push any of their tendencies on this, you will get the ugliest side of political discourse imaginable. Equal outrage on both sides. There is no other side to stop the shootings any way you can.
I let that play out without interruption for a few reasons. One, I'm not monetized anyway, so come on, CNN, come at me. Give me your ad space. And two, I want to point out the blatant hypocrisy here. Watch.
Look at all the laws in California. This is about mental illness, if it's about anything, and we're all on board with being a part of addressing that, as long as it has nothing to do with restricting access.
Of course, you are talking about restricting access, Chris. How else would you restrict the access to bad people getting guns? It doesn't make sense. You say what's on your mind in the video. Now, on to the more important comment he makes.
Have a conversation. The only consensus there is in a canard, and here it is. First, I would like to offer my thoughts and prayers, because that's what you do when you offer thoughts and prayers. You mock those who lost loved ones, because if you gave it any thought at all, you would never walk away from any of these without figuring out a better way to deal with them. And prayer, you think leaving it to God is the answer? We pray for strength, we pray for wisdom, for resolve, but we clearly don't want to act on any of those here. So what are you praying for?
How dare you? How utterly dare you? To put it into perspective, yes, some people who say my thoughts and prayers are with the families don't intend on actually praying. But for those who do, and who are, shame on you. Take, for instance, you want something to be done, something grand and mighty, that it would take millions of changed minds and the stars' alignment to get done. Some may pray to God, but when those who truly believe in a higher power tell you that they will pray for you, that is not petitioning the White House. That isn't appearing before the UN. They are appealing to the maker of the universe in their eyes, the thing that rules heavens and the earth, the creator of all. And they are asking that being to do something for you. You don't have to believe, but the opposite of saying these words is much more rude and mean-spirited. Someone could tell you something has happened and it was terrible, and then the other person could tell you to piss off. And, sucks to suck. Is that what you prefer? Well, no, of course not. But it's not enough for you. The words of happiness, of peace, and of love and prayer are nothing. But tweets and words online can be violence. Get the fuck out of here. But that's all I got today. Leave a comment down below of your thoughts, and if you feel so kind, your prayers will also be accepted. After all, I am in the right outfit for such things. I thank you all for joining me this evening, and I will see you all soon.